So big! Hi library friends, it's me, Miss Cat. Welcome back to So Big. This week we're going to be doing more about squirrels and more about leaves. Let's sing our Hello, How Are You song, where we say hello, how are you? And then we sing I'm good, I'm great, I'm wonderful. Ready? Hello, 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 how are you? Hello, 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 how are you? I'm good, I'm great, I'm wonderful. I'm good, I'm great, I'm wonderful. Are you ready for a story? Let's get our wiggles out first. Ready? I wiggle my fingers, I wiggle my toes, I wiggle my shoulders, I wiggle my nose. Now no more wiggles are left in me. I'm as still can be. Let's talk a little bit about what we learned last week when we talked about squirrels. I have a book that has some great pictures and we can talk about all the things that we learned last week. This is called Squirrels by Wendy Strobel Deaker. What is in the tree? It is a squirrel. Do you remember we talked about squirrels that they live in nests in trees or in holes in hollow trees in the winter? Squirrels are rodents. They have long front teeth. Can you see his long front teeth? Look at its bushy tail. It gives shade in the summer. It keeps him warm in the winter. A squirrel's tail helps him balance and steer when he's jumping. Look at its claws. Its claws help it climb. It climbs on trees and fence posts. Squirrels are really good climbers. Look at its big eyes. A squirrel sees well. It watches for enemies. Look at its whiskers. These hairs feel the ground. They feel for food. Squirrels have whiskers just like cats and dogs have whiskers. The squirrel found a nut. It will hide the nut. In the winter, it will have food. Squirrels. Now I have a story about squirrels called The Busy Little Squirrel by Nancy Tefuri. So as I'm reading the story, you can think about all the things that you know now about squirrels. Leaves were falling. The air was getting cold. It was time for Squirrel to get ready for winter. Do you remember what Squirrel does to get ready for winter? That's right, finds a lot of food to store for the winter so that it has something to eat over the long cold winter. Squeak, squeak, said Mouse. Will you nibble a pumpkin with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. Do you see Squirrel jumping in the apple tree and trying to reach the apple? Sweet, sweet, said Bird. Will you rest on a branch with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. Ooh. He's raiding the bird feeder and taking some bird seed. Croak, croak, said Frog. Will you hop rocks with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. Here he's busy gathering berries. Meow, meow, said Cat. Will you lie in the sun with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. He found a whole tree full of acorns, and he's going to collect all those acorns. Woof, woof, said Dog. Will you run in the field with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was so busy. Here he found an ear of corn that he's going to take back to his home. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo, called Owl. Will you watch the moon with us? But Squirrel couldn't. He was fast asleep. Do you see him in his hollow tree? And all around him are the goodies that he collected when he was so very busy. The berries and the acorns and the corn and the apples. The end. Let's sing our gray squirrel song. I have something to swish when we sing about swishing the gray squirrel's bushy tail. So if you want to, you can go get something now, a sock or a piece of fabric or a piece of paper or just your hand is fine. Does everybody have something to swish? Here goes. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Wrinkle up your little nose. Hold a nut between your toes. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Now we do the second verse. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Climb up in the tallest tree. Let your tail blow in the breeze. Gray squirrel, swish your bushy tail. Give your bushy tail a good swish. Now let's do a squirrel poem. Do you remember the poem, I Am a Squirrel? Where we stretch up tall to the sky and we look around and see. And we pick acorns that crunch, crunch, crunch. And then we stretch to the sky and we take a leap and pretend to fly. Okay, let's do it together. I am a squirrel in a tall, tall tree. I like to look around and see. I am picking acorns for my lunch. I love the way they crunch, crunch, crunch. Sometimes I stretch my arms up to the sky. Take a leap and pretend to fly. Have you been watching the leaves falling from the trees lately? Anytime there's a little bit of wind or a little bit of breeze, you can see them fluttering to the ground. Let's sing The Leaves on the Trees. Do you remember last week I showed you some American Sign Language signs that go with the song? We have the sign for leaf. Here's the branch and here's the leaf. You make it wiggle. And the sign for yellow, we make a Y and then we wiggle that. The sign for brown. And the sign for all through the town. This is a sign for town. And when we sing all through the town, we sort of touch our fingertips back and forth. All through the town. See that? Good. And then when we rake the leaves, we make a rake with our hand and we rake the leaves. And then when we jump into the leaves, we make a jumping sign, like 2 feet jumping. Let's sing it. Get your leaf ready. The leaves on the trees are yellow and brown, yellow and brown, yellow and brown. The leaves on the trees are yellow and brown all through the town. The leaves on the trees are falling down, falling down, falling down. The leaves on the trees are falling down all through the town. Let's rake all the leaves into a mound, into a mound, into a mound. Let's rake all the leaves into a mound all through the town. Let's jump in the pile, jump up and down, up and down, up and down. Let's jump in the pile, jump up and down, all through the town. Great job! You remembered all the signs. Excellent. Now I think it's time to stand up because I think we have some jumping in the leaves to do. We're going to sing our Jump Up, Jump In song. Let's go. Everybody stand up. Are you guys ready to jump? I am. Okay, let's go. Jump up, jump in. Pile leaves high, let the fun begin. Jump up, jump in. Leaves are great for jumping in. Working together, we pile leaves high. Higher, higher to the sky. Working together, we pile leaves high. Higher, higher to the sky. Jump high, jump low, jump fast, jump slow. Jump high, jump low, jump fast. Let's go, go, go. Jump up, jump in. Pile leaves high, let the fun begin. Jump up, jump in. Leaves are great for jumping in. Working together, we pile leaves high. Higher, higher to the sky. Working together, we pile leaves high. Higher, higher to the sky. Jump high, jump low, jump fast, jump slow. Jump high, jump low, jump fast. Let's go, go, go. Jump up, jump in. Pile leaves high, let the fun begin. Jump up, jump in. Leaves are great for jumping in. Yay! Great jumping! Good job! Whew. That was a lot of jumping. That was really fun. I can't wait to go outside and jump in real leaves. I'm hoping to do that very soon. What about you? We have one last squirrel song where we sing about him flying through the air. You ready? Practice leaping from tree to tree. Can you do that? He flies through the air with the greatest of ease. Our neighborhood squirrel leaping through all our trees. His thick bushy tail helps him balance and steer as he jumps from the treetops all day. Let's do it again. Keep jumping. Ready? He flies through the air with the greatest of ease. Our neighborhood squirrel leaping through all our trees. His thick bushy tail helps him balance and steer as he jumps from the treetops all day. Oh, it must be hard work being a squirrel. All that jumping. Are you ready to do a craft? Great! I'm going to show you how to make some marbled leaves. Here are some that I made before. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make these. And you can use them to decorate your house if you want. You can leave them single like this, or I'm also going to show you how to put them on a garland. Do you see all these leaves I made behind me? You're going to make them today, and I will show you how to do it. Ready? Let's go to my craft table and we'll start crafting.
These are all the items in your kit. Shaving cream, a plastic plate, some leaf shapes, wood stick, a few Q-tips, and a few bottles of liquid watercolor. It's also a good idea to have some paper towels on hand, and don't forget to cover your workspace. We're going to start by putting a blob of shaving cream on the plate and spread it out with the stick, or even more fun, use your hands. Make sure you cover the plate with the shaving cream. It doesn't have to be a thick layer, but it needs to cover the plate. Then you can add drops of liquid watercolor on top of the shaving cream. You can use one color, 2 colors, 3 colors, or all 4 at the same time. It's up to you. Each color combination will get you a different looking leaf. After you have a few dots of watercolor on the shaving cream, use the Q-tip to swirl it around. Or you can use a finger too, but your fingers might turn some pretty fall colors. It does wash off. Once you get a little swirly pattern, then you're going to take a leaf shape and place it on top, flat, and just press it down gently on top of the shaving cream watercolor mixture. When you lift it up, you'll have a beautiful marbled leaf. Now there may be a little shaving cream on the top of your leaf, so you can just scrape it off with the stick, and there's your pretty marbled leaf. Put it aside to dry. You can do many leaves with the same plate of shaving cream and liquid watercolor mix. I gave everybody a lot of leaf shapes because this is so fun and I couldn't stop making leaves. If you'd like, you can even do both sides of the leaf. So once you finish one side, turn it around and do the other side. That's what I ended up doing with all of my leaves. I went back and I colored the back side. If you want to change your colors, you can wipe off or rinse off the plate and start with a whole fresh batch of shaving cream and some different colors. If you have extra watercolor left, you can spread shaving cream on a plastic tablecloth in a big area and make whole sheets of marbled paper or even wrapping paper if you're feeling very creative. You can also use food coloring, so if you have some food coloring at home, you can add other colors to make marbled paper. Look at that! Beautiful! If you have extra shaving cream left over, you can use it for some sensory play. Just squirt it on a protected surface like a plastic tablecloth, or I have a plastic tray here, and start smooshing it and drawing on it. Sensory play is so important for a child's development, and it's fun too. Good, clean fun. It washes off any watercolors on your hands. When the leaves are all dry, there is a piece of cord in the kit if you'd like to string your leaves together to make a banner. If you have a hole puncher, you can punch a hole in the leaf or poke a hole with a pencil. Slide each leaf onto the cord and tie to make a banner. I use mine to decorate in my living room.
Did you have fun crafting today? How did you like using the shaving cream? It felt so slippery between my fingers, but I liked it. Well, my So Big friends, So Big is over for today. But before you leave, I want to tell you another fun fact about squirrels. Did you know that squirrels' teeth, their long front teeth, never stop growing? They chew on hard things like nuts and bark, and that helps wear their teeth down so that they stay a good length for their mouth. But if they didn't chew on hard things, their teeth would keep growing and growing and growing and growing. Isn't that cool? I hope everybody has a great week, and I hope you join me again next time. Make sure you look out your window, or when you go outside to play, search for some squirrels in the trees, and maybe you can gather some leaves in a mound and jump in them. See you soon. Bye.